Daggerlin was not on most maps anymore, and perhaps there was a reason for that. The town's history was a collection of half-remembered stories and fading scraps of paper. Some people said it had once been a busy shipping route until the channel silted over and became useless. Others said the farmland had failed during the Dust Bowl, forcing families to leave. There was also the story of the fire in 1908, when a line of old boathouses burned to the ground and 5 men lost their lives. After that, the records became scarce, as though the town itself was trying to hide. Every generation buried the secrets of the last until all that remained was silence. In this quiet, forgotten place, the story began with Samantha Granger. Spring in Ohio was usually wet, especially along Lake Erie. But the first week of April was bright and calm, without a cloud or drop of rain. It was the kind of weather that seemed to lift the weight off the town's shoulders, as if winter had finally let go. Samantha was 8 years old. She liked puzzles, wore purple shoes, and collected smooth stones from the beach. She lived only 2 blocks from the water. On that morning, her mother turned away for just a moment to pour coffee. When she looked back, Samantha was gone. Her coat was half-zipped, and she was running down the sidewalk toward the lake. Later, they found her footprints leading to the bluff and her scarf caught in a bramble. The beach below was empty. There was no body, no signs of a struggle, just the quiet absence where she had been. George Lost stood in his bedroom doorway and asked his wife, Laura, if there was any news. She stepped out of the bathroom in her robe, her eyes lowered, and shook her head. He pulled her close, but the space between them still felt wide. They had been trying for a year to have a child. Each month hope would come, and each month it would leave. The doctors had told them it would happen in time, but time had passed, and 37 no longer felt young. Then the radio crackled. It was Mendez, his deputy. A little girl was missing, Samantha Granger, last seen near the beach. George dressed quickly, told Mendez he would be there in 10 minutes, and left the house. The lake was calm when George arrived. The sky was bright, and the air was soft. Mendez was waiting at the bluff, the faint smell of brine drifting on the wind. She led him down to the beach, where small footprints in the damp sand stopped 6 feet from the water's edge. There were no prints returning and no sign of panic. A purple scarf hung from a thorn bush. George stared at the still water. The sunlight sparkled, but something about the stillness felt wrong, as though the lake was holding its breath. He told Mendez to call in drones and dogs to search everywhere. When she asked if he thought Samantha had drowned, he said he didn't think anything yet, but inside, he feared she had. 2 days later, the people of Daggerlin gathered at Holloway Park. No one had called them there, but they came anyway, drawn by the same quiet pull. They met at the old wooden gazebo as the sun set. The air was mild, for April, in the low 50s, with no rain. The last of the light faded through the trees, casting long shadows across the grass. George parked at the edge of the lot and walked in alone. The town stood waiting, silent and still, with the lake in the distance, calm, beautiful, and unknowable.